First of all, I'm still pissed that he ate her salad. That enraged me. Like I would have stepped on his neck. Hello and welcome to another episode of A Ghost in the Magazine. I'm Steph,
And I'm Elle.
and we're doing Little Lucha and the Big Deal. And it's a short, and this is not like our usual thing. It's not horror, but after Velma, we're Scarlett Moreno stands.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, this is this is another one of her projects. So I knew that Elle was going to be down because she likes wrestling. Which one is that?
That's
Is that
Goldberg. I don't even really like Goldberg, but I had
isn't
it
he
because,
Santa?
yeah, we covered Santa's sleigh,
Yeah.
and so it was in my folder, and I didn't have to go look for another picture.
Yeah. So so the premise, they're both wrestlers, Little Lucha and the Big Deal, and the Big Deal is Scarlett Moreno's character, and she's like queen of great makeup and great costume. So she had like these really thick white platform boots that I was very into. I can't walk in shoes like that, let alone like kick ass. So that was impressive. And she's kind of like disheartened because none of the girls will fight her because she's kind of a big deal. And nobody will let her fight a man. Sexist. So
Yes, this was set in like 82 or something
it
like
was
that, somewhere
giving.
somewhere in the early 80s. And I mean, it was a big deal. I'm an Attitude Era WWE fan, so it was a big deal then in the late 90s when there was like men fighting women. Like China was a huge, massive superstar at the time. I loved China
Oh, I know
growing
her.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. I did have a brief wrestling phase when I was little.
Yeah. So did I. Mine wasn't super brief, but I mean, I'm a hillbilly. That's what happens.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. She's like a tough, no nonsense lady, and little Lucha is like her adopted brother or something like that. He said something about dad taking her in.
Yeah, I think that it would be kind of like Owen Hart's family, like the Harts, they had like a wrestling like training facility, and like they would take different wrestlers in and train them, and then they would put them out into different, federations or whatever. I'm not really a wrestling person. I just watch it sometimes.
You're
But
I thought you were totally a wrestling person.
it's just like I don't know any of the like nuts and bolts of it. I have a friend that writes about wrestling in like an academic context, and her
Wow.
commentary on that is kind of interesting, but a little over my head. I just think things are funny when
That
that happens, you know? But
yeah.
as with Velma, the aesthetic on this short is just priceless, just beautiful. There's such a
Accurate.
realism to her work that just roots you in a place and time, and it's so effective in telling a story.
Yeah, I'm into the story. And I was reading up because we're familiar with her, but the other person who worked on this Little Lucha is Josh Stifter. I thought it was Stifler. So they apparently they met on this show that I never even knew existed. Robert Rodriguez had like a competition show, a filmmaking competition show, called Rebel Without a Crew, and he gave these like aspiring filmmakers a really low budget, like 7 grand or something like that. And they had to make a like a feature film. And that's how these two met was working on that,
Mm,
which I think is so cool.
mhm.
Her feature film that she made for that competition was called Phaedra, and I did watch her acting reel because I kind of like I just I like her so much, so I just wanted to
Same.
like man, she's great. She has a really great range. And his film was called The Good Exorcist. And I was like, right up our alley,
Mm,
these two. So I thought that was really interesting. I feel like shorts don't get enough, I feel like they don't get enough attention. So
mhm.
I'm really happy that we have access to them because it's just like we have short attention spans also. So it's just like the perfect little nugget for us.
I do feel like though in the short amount of time
Hmm.
that we see these two characters, the introduction is enough that I would watch a longer film with either of these characters. Like there's almost like an arc there. There's almost because you can see her internal struggle. You don't know why she's in
Oh
a
yeah.
bad mood in the beginning, but it kind
Hmm.
of tells you as it goes on, and you can see and you really like go all in with her
Hmm.
in the narrative. And even like his character is interesting too. He's like the son of a another wrestler who he's just a little guy and he gets beat up a lot. And I think that that is also like a really compelling character as well. So you have two like the character work in this on top of the
Yeah.
aesthetic. You know, it's so good and it's effective as a short, and I love it as a short, but I would like again, as an author, all I can think of is like the stories that could be told with these characters, and there's a
Hmm.
lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. And first of all, I'm still pissed that he ate her salad. That enraged me. Like I would have stepped on his neck
That
too, like
fucking
for sure.
iceberg lettuce, like nasty diner salad. Yeah.
Like well, because these days with my dietary restrictions, I powerhouse a salad before eating almost anything. So
Yeah.
I'm like, if you eat my salad, I'm gonna be hangry, probably hangry enough to spin you around by your ankles. So get it. But also with them making short films, I kind of love that. Like, especially she's made so many, like because it challenges them to do that creative work and with
Yes.
limited resources and limited time.
Hmm.
And we see like some of these like mainstream directors with all this time, huge budget, all-star cast fucking around.
Yeah.
Like
They can't tell a
they're
story. They don't
no,
have consistent lore. It's a mess. The characters are cardboard. That's not what's happening here.
no.
Um, And at the same time, there is, as a writer, the short story format versus the novel format, massive difference. And a massive difference in like what you can do with it. And the way that, seeing these two, which are the only two that I've seen of hers, she is
Mhm.
just so good with this format. Like it's
Yeah,
just bangers every time, I feel like. It's just always going to be good.
definitely. Definitely. So, I mean, she keeps making them. We're gonna keep watching
Yeah.
them.
Whenever they email us, we're always like, hell yeah, I don't even care if it's horror. I'll watch it.
Literally, you can sign Elle and I up. Did we chud these? Because I feel like no.
They're short. If I'm gonna chud it, I'm gonna give it like a four chuds because it's really, really good.
Yeah,
But
we
I
might
don't
need
really,
like a short scale,
maybe we need like a leprechaun or like a Chucky or
like oh, Grandpa Highcock.
true.
He's little. He's a little guy. How
It's
many
a little guy.
grandpas? Yeah.
Four and
Well,
a half
four.
grandpas.
How many?
Four and a half grandpas.
4.5 grandpas. I stand by that. I stand
Hmm.
by that. I had a great time. I thought Callie, the diner waitress, was so good. She
You know
was
who
so
she
good.
reminded me of though?
Oh,
Sybil in
yeah,
the yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
And I
good.
loved Sybil too.
That movie was ridiculous,
Baby
though.
Oopsie. It's an awful film, but the character
Terrible.
was the best part of it. Like the main character was the best part of that film.
I can agree.
Well,
I
that
can
and
agree.
Ray Ray. I love Ray
Ray
Ray.
Ray is a national treasure. That's
Yeah.
what I call my brother-in-law. Okay, so we're giving it 4.5 grandpas. And we're staying on the lookout, keeping our eyes peeled for any more emails with Scarlett Moreno, shorts or longs. We're not sizist. And in the meantime, you can find this podcast on the interweb, echosandmagazine.site, or on Instagram at GITM Podcast. You could find me on Instagram at Steph Spector.
And you can find me at Nocturnical.
Okay, bye.